Hey Yves, I hope I said your name right, but here's how to do Do You Really Want Me? Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? I remember this song from The Wedding Singer. So the tab you sent me had like B and B7 in it, and that one sounds okay, but I actually think the other tab sounds more accurate, which doesn't have those chords. But if you want to play B and B7, basically what I was saying is you can play B major like this, like this is the real way you want to do it, but if this is too hard, 2 4 4 4, and then you can even get the 2 up here. So I would recommend learning this because this B flat and B are pretty common chords, and you do want to know these. But it is hard on acoustic. Some people do it like this, but I think this is even harder. So really, I would just learn how to do this. And one thing you can do is get thinner strings for your guitar. But the other thing that you can do for that chord is you can just slide A major over. So like, you pretend you're going to do A major, but you slide it here. You just got to really be careful you don't hit any of the open strings. You only hit those 3 notes. So that tab, I'll just play a little bit, and I'm going to show the other tab. Like the opening, they had G, B7. So B7's like this. E minor. So G, B7, E minor. So B7 is not a bar chord. Basically, you take like a D7 chord and you move it down here. So 2, 1, 2, and then you put your pinky up on 2. And then E minor. That just sounds too Spanishy to me. And also, I was just checking to see if there's D sharp over those parts. Or D. And it sounds to me more like D fits. And D is in a B minor chord, so that's why I would go with B minor. Actually though, if you're just playing without playing along, and since it's synthy, it's kind of hard to tell. But the line when it has B major is like going with C, G, A minor, B. See, I just went over to B like that. You could do it like that. So C, G, A minor, major. You could do that, but again, it just sort of sounds too Spanishy to me. So let me show the other version. So I pull up the other tab, I'll put it in the description. I think it just works better. The only thing I might change in this tab is change the B minors to B minor 7. Because then it softens them. I think that sounds even better, but it doesn't really matter. So this version is going to go, let me just show you. G, you hold on B minor, E minor. The very beginning, and you could do G, B minor 7, E minor. I think it sounds good with G on top. So let me show you how to do that. So, yikes. So what you want to do is regular G. So this is 3 2 0 0 0 3. You hold it for a while for the intro, and then B minor. This is the easiest bar chord to learn, so I would really learn this. 2 4 4 3 2. This is one of the most common bar chords, and I think it's the easiest to learn first. So 2 4 4 3 2, and make sure the tip of your finger is touching this string down here, because you don't want to hear this. And then if you want to make it B minor 7 like I suggested, because it softens it a little bit, you can lift your pinky up. And then you have to bar a little bit harder because you need to get this note to ring out. That's. Then E minor is 0 2 2 0 0 0. And I actually think it sounds good to keep the G on top, which is still an E minor chord, so you could even go like this. I think it sounds good for this intro, so you could go G, B minor or B minor 7. And then either E minor with the E on top or G on top. Or like this, either way. So one trick, if B minor is too hard, you can do it like this. G, B minor, like this, 4, 4, 3, 2, so it's not a bar anymore. It's just like this. But this is kind of just, this is an easy bar chord, so like I wouldn't let my students do this. I would force them to do this because bar chords are hard to learn, like if you want to start learning B. So if you start with like an easier one like this, it'll pay off. But if you really can't do it, put your first finger up here on 2, middle finger, pinky, ring finger, and make sure you don't strum either of the bottom 2. So I'll keep going a little bit. So basically there's going to be one more chord progression in the verse, and then, so after the intro you're going to have a verse. Faster now. G, B minor, E minor, and then you got C, G, A minor, B minor, G, B minor, E minor, G, B minor, E minor, C, G, A minor, E minor, and it keeps doing it. G, B minor, E minor, C, G, A minor, and then you got this weird part, B minor, so there's one hard part in this song, which came up right there. I actually don't have it full speed yet. It's going to be... So that's probably like way too advanced. If you can't do B major, this is really hard. But what this is you got to strum B minor, and then you got to do B flat 7, major 7, then A flat major 7, then E flat major 7. It needs to be real fast, like... That was the easiest way I could think to do it, right off the top of my head. It does sound good, so... So if you really want to know that, I could do another lesson on that, but... If you're struggling with B minor and B, I wouldn't worry about that. And then you keep going with the same chords. And then there's one part, after they do that again later, that part I just showed you, where they go... part where they actually, it says, in this tab, it says break, and the guy wrote, or girl just wrote one chord, E flat major 7. So during this break, it's all bar chords, there's no other way to do it. It's going to be, it actually has more chords than E flat major 7. It goes E flat major 7, and then it changes to A flat major, or A flat major 7. I think A flat major sounds better. Goes to G minor for a long time. Almost feels like it's a new song at this point. And all of a sudden it just goes back to, just kind of snaps back into the chorus. So that's it. I hope that was helpful. So I would use this tab, and probably what you want to learn is just the verses and the intro, because that's really what most people know from this song. So that's it. Hopefully that was helpful. And yeah, B major and B flat major are hard chords, but at some point you gotta learn them. There's no way around it. I hate this bar chord. So I mean, I use this trick a lot. Or I'll show you one more thing I tend to do, because if I have to use this chord a lot, it does start to make your hands sore, especially on electric. So sometimes what I'll do is play it like this and just drop out this note, this octave note. Instead of barring, I'll do it like that. So what I'm doing is first finger, third finger, and then pinky, but I'm skipping this note and muting it. But it does sound different than this. It doesn't sound as full. So I mean, this chord's not that bad as you move up. It's like, it's not very hard up here. It's just when you have to do B flat major a ton, it can start to get annoying, so you start to come up with little tricks, like that would be B flat major or B major. And a lot of times B major occurs after A, like in the key of E major. So anyways, hope that was helpful. Just try using this other tab and you can probably get it with the B minor or B minor 7. Okay, bye.